Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. It's time for Friday night on the Homestead, and tonight's topic is you might be a homesteader if, and how's everybody doing out there? All right, let's go over here and see who all we got in here. All right, first one in was Crew 1351, followed by Diana, then Geeky Gardens, and we got Rebel Canners in here. All right. We got a lot more making comments up over here, according to the numbers up here, than what's making comments. I mean, you've got more in here watching. So, guys, please, feel free to say hi. All right. Lowland Prepper just came in. Cool. Oh, yeah. All righty. Let me say that tonight's, I expected a little bit more response, but I would like to thank Kaylin for emailing one of the ifs in here. All right, and so let's go ahead and bring some of the. Actually, let me go ahead and just in case anybody wants to. Control C. Come on. Make sure that's the right number. Okay. All right, let's head back over this way here. Boom, there we go. Well, it's been a very exciting couple days here. All right, so you might be a homesteader if. What are some of the ones I came up with here? Yeah. I've seen several reels on Facebook here that just been popping up about, I guess one here, goats in the house. You might be a homesteader if you have goats in your house. And let's see what else we got here coming up on this. You raise chickens in your house. You have more plants in your house than the garden center at Walmart has. Yes. If you have a calf that sleeps on your couch with your kids. Hang on a second here. There's Tammy.
Hello.
Let me put this in so we don't get echoes here. There we go. I made the mistake of showing this one to the grandsons yesterday. Are we getting a baby cow in the house?
Oh.
Let's see. If you have goats in your front yard, you might be a homesteader. And Shady Hill Homestead came in. Yeah, and you just, some of them are just absolutely hilarious. Some of the things, ones I saw, some of them I couldn't put in here because they had, too many other people in it. There were some really hilarious ones about goats and houses. You might be.
Well, my friend Jen.
Homesteader if you got a bee barn. This one I think is rather cute with all the different handcrafting, the little painted crafting they've done on it. See what else we got here. You might be a homesteader and not know it if you have a big pet pig in the backyard.
True.
Or some people would say even if you happen to have a okay, what's going on? Oh, that's what's happening. That's what threw me off. Tammy shared it out. All of a sudden, I'm getting the other view on the other side here as the host. The narrow view. You shared the narrow view out as well. But yeah, there's I saw some ones. People when I was searching, you might be a homesteader if you do this, if you do that. And when I typed in pigs, a bunch of them came with potbelly pigs in the house.
I have been that homestead.
This one kind of reminds me of my sister when I was a little kid. She had a big old pig in the backyard, and then she as soon as they got it bred, then she had to build a corral for it to keep it away from the rest of us. Because once that pig got pregnant, it got very sassy around people.
Yeah.
Bacon on the hoof. Yep.
Yeah. When I was really little.
What we got here next? A little bit smaller pig in the backyard. And what's so funny is it's this one here, you look at it, you can tell, okay, that backyard goes directly to the backyard of the neighbors with a chain link fence. Ooh. Had a total of 8 stints put in place. Oh. Wow. Well, we're glad you're able to make it here, Angel's Homestead. And at least, I'm glad that he made it through the surgery.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next one. Now, first, you may not realize where this is at, but look at the backgrounds. Upper left, let's see, we got a power pole, a telephone pole up here, phone lines coming off of it. We got palm trees up there. We got chain link fence to the neighbor's house over here. I would definitely say this is San Fernando Valley in Southern California. Don't ask me how I know about San Fernando Valley, considering that's where I was practically born at. Just was shorthanded. Cool. But yeah, I have seen that down there in the San Fernando Valley, heading out there from Big Tahunga Boulevard, kind of northeast heading to the San Fernando Valley. Yeah, a bunch of places like you could driving along out there in a subdivision. All of a sudden, it's like, I smell horses. I smell cows. And what's so funny about that is, back when I was born, about every 5th house either had horses or cows out there. That was the San Fernando Valley back in the 50s and early 60s. That's what it was. If you have sheep to mow your lawn with. I'm looking at this and I can see, big houses on either side of it and stuff, and I don't see any fencing for those sheep. Well, if you have a chicken coop, you might be a homesteader. And hello, God's child just came in on your side there, Tammy.
Hello.
And let's see another one here. Yeah. There were a few houses around here in Basalt that had a bunch of turkeys wandering around on in their yards. What's funny is the turkeys didn't go too far from their home yard. You might be a homesteader if you use fruit trees for your shade trees.
Or maple trees.
I tell you, I just looking at this. I'm not sure. I've looked at this. I think this is a navel orange tree, because some are beyond yellow into orange in there. So, but yeah. And then you look at the trees in the background back there. Those they have a good view of it back here around the bench there. You see there's a lot more smaller trees, all like a hedgerow back there. They're all fruit trees as well. You might be a homesteader, even if it's a closet homesteader, if you're buying raw milk. And unfortunately, it's kind of hard for me to find raw milk around here. Otherwise, would probably be getting it for me and the grandkids when they come over for their cereals. You might be a homesteader if you are buying fresh off the farm eggs instead of driving into the city to get the big ones. And Prepper 101's in the house. Yeah, I think I got one or two more here. You might be a homesteader if you harvest herbs for medicinal purposes. And I think that was the last one I threw in there. Nope, one more. You might be a homesteader if you have a collection of canning jars. Whether you use them or not, if you have a collection of canning jars. And I'm positive that's the last one. That's the last one. And what we got here? Wrong type of herbs. Yeah. Oh, and hang on. My shoulder's really out of whack. I can't even reach over to pick up my water bottle off the little desk here next to me. Well, for this one, I always think back to my parents' place that they got in 1960, and my grandmother moved in a year, two years after we were living there. And we had 2 apricot trees, an apple tree, a plum tree. I'm trying to remember what the other tree was out in front that they got planted. I think it was a cherry tree.
Any pros.
We've always had bad luck with cherry trees. And I mean, at the house at my parents' house in Martinez, cherry trees didn't last long. At my house in Martinez, the cherry trees almost totally died out, and they just barely made a comeback this last year, and they look deathly sick. The 2 cherry trees I planted here in summer of 24, were loaded last year, and the friggin' raccoons came over, climbed up in, and broke half the branches off. But of course, when I grew up, we only had my parents had an acre and a quarter, not very big, just an acre and a quarter. We had 3 horses, 2 cows. My sister had a pig, and she also raised a whole bunch of was raising pigeons. My mom had buku chickens. For a while there, my grandmother had a couple of goats. I'm just trying to remember all over the years, all different animals we went through there on it. Lots of blackberries, lots of garden spaces put in. Yeah. a lot of food stuff and everything like that on it. So, side chat. Let's hear your answers to you might be a homesteader if. See what sort of stuff you guys can come up with. But, I still say, though, this was the cutest picture of all the bunch. But I found one that was interesting. They had a minivan where they converted the back of the minivan to have two little, like, what to call it, like on a horse trailer. They have it divided, and you get two horses in there. Well, they had the back of the minivan divided where they get two cows in there, and they were the smaller cows. Okay, there he goes.
Sure. The minute I'm coming up, you're talking about raccoons breaking your trees. I see how you are.
Okay, why can't I hear anything here?
Can you hear me, Tammy?
I can hear you.
Okay, he's deaf.
Let's see what's going on here. Say something, somebody.
Hello.
Okay. Wow, my my speakers are acting up.
Can you hear us now?
I can't. I'm trying. Got to turn it way up there to hear it now. Yeah, that's weird. It's also, I mean, usually I'm having to turn it down because everyone's blowing my eardrums out.
Uh-oh.
Maybe your headphones are finally shot after 45 years.
Yeah.
Is that one of those single headphones you have with your transistor radio?
No, there's the other half. Yeah, I tried to buy some of those single ones.
Nope.
I mean, if the ones I could find were like $30 for a single one.
Yeah, because they don't make them anymore, and they're like, oh, "You want them? You're gonna pay for it."
Yeah. Either that, or they had the a microphone built into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Kaylin's here. Yeah, my daughter didn't do it this year. Last year she had in the house like this chickens. She had 6 Rhode Island Reds and 12 golden something or other. They're about the same size as the Rhode Island Reds, but yeah, they were all those, and just
Were they all hens, or were a couple of roosters mixed in?
There are 1 or 2 roosters. They're still out there, but these are like the hens right now, especially the golden ones. The Rhode Island Reds will hop the what is that, 8-foot tall fence and go around the yard. The golden ones, they all fly over at the same time, and they're all over the 4 acres across the street. And then they come across to my side too, which I don't mind. But they range a lot farther than the Rhode Island Reds. The Rhode Island Reds kind of stick close to the home base. The other ones, man, they go out in packs of 3 and 4, and together, just going all over the place.
I think it's time to clip the wings.
Did I say having a garden? Well, I had close, similar. I had this one here. If you have more plants indoors than Walmart has in their garden center.
Yeah, if you have more starter plants going than you have room in your garden, yeah.
And if you wind up giving away 3/4 of your starter plants because you don't have room for them, yeah, might be a homesteader. Yeah, it's interesting. Back in California, where my on the street, the house we have there, it's like, so we have a big garden in the front yard. Across the street and 2 houses down, they have a little garden in the front yard, but they're on the corner. So their backyard is, you can see from the side street, because it's on a corner, is a huge garden with fruit trees and everything else. 2 houses down from that one has a small garden in the front yard, and their side yard is over the right of way of the creek, because the creek is in 60-inch pipe, concrete pipe for about 300 yards, and for they daylighted again, because when they put in the housing tract, that's just what they did. And so that they have that whole area down there planted, for in garden area. Then back on our side of the street, up about 6 houses, is a huge garden, front yard and backyard. And so just in a couple blocks, you got all this garden stuff going on, and it's just like, okay. And some of the people used to have, different type animals across the street from us in the unincorporated property. They have 5 Shetland ponies, about 6 sheep. Occasionally they'll have pigs over there, and they got like 2.5 acres over there.
How about if your HOA is constantly rewriting their bylaws because of planting gardens, you might be a homesteader in a HOA. That's always fun.
Well, if you had a bunch of people planting gardens in an HOA, soon as the HOA tried to write the first citation, I guarantee you there'd be a special election held to get rid of the current HOA board.
It depends on how many Karens are running your in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
They want the perfect grass, the perfect. You can't have more than 6 roses in your front yard. Oh yeah, there's. I got some HOAs near me that I don't even know. The only people that live there are the ones that just can afford it, and they just have landscapers take care of it all day long, and they don't care.
Yeah,
they go to the restaurant and buy their food.
Yeah, there was an HOA behind us that tried to influence us and a bunch of others, and they came down and tried to issue us citations.
Yeah, from the HOA.
Yeah, from the HOA, tried to issue everyone around them citations. Yeah, it was rather interesting when I went ahead and called the city council. Hey, come on out here. You need to come to my house. There's going to be some major arrests going on. I called the chief of police. Hey, you want that Homeland Security grant? You get out here with about 6 officers. We're making arrests. And they went through and they arrested every board member on the HOA. And then the city council right then and there held an impromptu meeting and banned HOAs in the city of Martinez.
Yeah.
Boom, right then and there. And the HOA, you can't do that. Yeah, it's done. You're not allowed to have any HOAs, and all CC&Rs within the city are dissolved.
Yeah, you're an HOA, not an incorporated state.
Yeah, and Moon over Miami's here. But there is a little bit of rebellion against HOAs in certain parts of California.
Yeah, I think I told you a couple of years ago, like 5-6 years ago, we had a new neighbor move in with their families, and within 3 weeks there was a it's to turn into a roaster. There was a rooster and a lot of chickens in his backyard, and his backyard's tiny. And the one neighbor next to him he wanted an HOA in our neighborhood, never got it. But he called the sheriff's department. Apparently there was some bylaw somewhere about, you can't have so many, it has to be a certain distance from this, that, the other thing. And today I can't find that ruling or law, but I'm sure it's out there. But anyway, so he's like, okay, fine. So the next day the barbecue was going. They cooked them all. They're all Spanish. They didn't care. They just cooked all the chickens. Yeah. Well, now I got a neighbor 2 doors to the left and 3 doors to the right, 1 behind. Oh, dude, I got roosters crowing all day long now. Yeah. I looked at my wife. I was just like, what do you think? She's like, screw it. Let's get chickens.
Oh, yeah.
The other neighbor moved out already, so I don't have to worry about him. If he was still there, he'd be having a fit. But he's gone, and everybody else is like, yeah, whatever. Nobody's going to argue with him.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Sometimes when a development goes in, somebody somewhere bribes somebody to put, we want restrictions on this land. So it's not an HOA, but we want some CC&R restrictions on there. for what they can and can't do on their own personal property.
Yeah, they sort of did that here. Like you can your backyard fence can only come up to 30% from the back of your house, like up along the side. If it's a 30-foot front to back, you can only bring it up 10 feet towards the front on the side of the house. Can't bring it all the way up to the front, which, I mean, okay, fine. Everybody it's a nice neighborhood. And, but we really only have like one or two houses around here that are pretty tough.
Yeah.
But we just ignore them. Nobody calls the cops. We don't have any kind. I don't know what's a CCR.
That's the CCNRs are the regulations. Hang on a second here.
Yeah, but we don't have anybody to enforce it unless you want to call the police, I guess.
Yeah. CC and R, meaning it is covenants, conditions, and restrictions.
Oh yeah, we have no covenants here because I looked up that too. We wouldn't have moved here if there were any covenants.
Yeah.
Well, there were, but it was basically only like fences and that's about it.
Yeah, and that's generally what it is, and that's what they try to use as a selling point since there's no HOA. Oh, but you got stuff so people can't just do anything and bring down your property values. Well, like for our house, there's no CCNRs on ours because it was part of the original thing there, and they anybody tries doing that, they're kind of like, eh.
Yeah. Emma Abby.
Yeah, is in on Tammy's side. And so on our property on the west side is the daycare. And we got 6-foot tall fence on top of a 12-inch redwood retaining wall with a 4-foot lattice on top of that. So that fence is 1, 6, 4, 11 feet tall. And the daycare loves it because they're the kids' toys generally don't make it over the fence into our yard. And half the time my wife has grapes growing up on there and need grapes to grow over the other side. They're like, oh, don't cut that one off. Don't cut that one off. Leave the grapes there. And they'll go along. They'll print on their side to keep it back just a little bit. So they still got bunches of grapes hanging over there in an angle that the squirrels can't get to. And then when they start picking them and giving them to the kids in the daycare, and it's, everyone just loves it, that way. In back, we got the same thing across the one section in the back on the one side. And then it hits the shop, and the shop is on the property line for 40 feet. And then on the other side, there's a concrete retaining wall that goes up 2 feet, and then a 8-foot fence on top of that. And the neighbors love that because it's privacy. And they planted it's the type of juniper that gets like 30 feet tall, and only about 6 foot around. And they planted some of those for privacy there too. And the neighbor on the other side, we went together and replaced the fence a couple of years ago. There's a video on the channel here of us replacing the fence, and we did the same thing on top of 2x12s, a new fence above that, and left the post sticking up. And because the neighbor, Carlos, that we're talking about, okay, we'll one of these days we'll both get around to putting up lattice work up on this side too.
One of these days. Maybe never.
Because he's of the same mind we are. A good fence makes good neighbors. And especially since if I open up the door to the side of the house, I open it up and I look out, I see to see the top of the fence. I can just see over the top of the fence. I can see the slider into his master bedroom. And so, if it was he just hasn't gotten around to putting it up just so we can't see in the master bedroom, because in the summertime that master bedroom's wide open, all the windows, the slider door is open, just the screen door closed for the breeze to go through to cool off the house in the summertime. Excellent. Yeah. especially we got older neighbors where people have established gardens and chickens and, animals and stuff like that. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just, I think that one of the reasons why I wanted to do this one was to show that the homesteading mindset in certain areas is coming back in.
Oh yeah.
Because people are tired of the other crap. And as the more and more stuff comes out there in the news and stuff about, oh yeah, all the vegetables at the store is sprayed with this crap, people are going, oh crap, hell no. Pardon my language. And so they want to grow their own stuff. So hang on, let's see. I'm going to pick. I'll do chloroseptic this time. My number 3 grandson, who I call my mini me because he's the third child. I'm the third child, so he's my mini me. Picked up a really nasty cold at school. I mean, yeah, I wish I could give him some of the stuff I have, but it says he's still at so Danny was 18, so Danny is little over 5.5. Trying to do the math here in my head here. Born in November of 18, so you do the math, guys. And as he needs another year or two before I can do the where it says certain age kids 1/2 tablet of the Mucinex.
Nice.
So as soon as he gets that, then it's I could probably get away with cutting 1/3 of it off for him right now at his age and size, but but he's just running and stuff. Now I got his sore throat. And I'm starting to start coughing again, and he's been coughing all week long.
Get some elderberry in you.
Yeah, he has the nasal drip, the post-nasal drip going on right now. But I forgot that. I was going along. All right, I'm doing good. I'm healthy. I stopped taking my vitamins for about a month. So all of a sudden, he comes in like that, and it's like next thing I know, it's like, crap. So I got my pill box here full again.
There you go. It's supposed to go up to 80 degrees here on Tuesday afternoon, and then right back down 2 days later. The high is 42.
Right now, all right. So tomorrow's supposed to be 70. Sunday's supposed to be 70. Monday's supposed to be 62. Tuesday's supposed to be 53 with a low of 32. So we're actually gonna have we got some frost days coming. Oh, next Thursday it's a low of 26. In fact, there's those freezing temperatures coming in.
Yeah, I got Sunday I got a low of 28 coming in. So okay. I do got to go out tomorrow and start like really ripping all the weeds out of my open garden beds and that, and start getting ready to get stuff in. I didn't even do any starters this year.
Yeah, so we got a bunch. We got some cold days coming in, and I knew this was coming because the temperature dropped in California, and it comes from the San Francisco Bay Area down to Monterey. Comes through. That's what comes through and comes up through us generally. And David Knight's in on your side, Tammy.
Thank you.
And so there's so what's happening there is so I know the stuff's coming here. We're gonna because we've had some extremely high unseasonable weather. Usually we're getting snow right now.
So what you're saying is you might be a homesteader if you follow the weather report daily.
Yeah. Yes.
or if you follow the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah.
The almanac is totally lost this year. The almanac surrendered, waved the white flag, and marched back off to Britain. But yeah, it's
what's that, Tammy?
I said Ben Franklin can't be right all the time.
Yeah. Well, I know what his biggest wrong was when he first opened his mouth and suggested daylight savings time. All the farmers hated him. Oh man, yeah.
Well, that's why he published the Farmer's Almanac under a pseudonym.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So you might be a redneck. I'm not a redneck. You might be a homesteader in 2026 if you're using the Farmer's Almanac for toilet paper. Yes.
Yes.
I was going to say something on this, but one of his Jeff Foxworthy's little sticks was talking about so now it's been about 25 years since this happened. One of his relatives hit a possum on the road. No, picked it up, tossed it in the back of the truck, got home with a big family thing was going on. Picked it up. Look what I got here, and brought it back down like this, and it latched on to his chest. Yeah,
his chesticle. Yeah,
and bit it off.
Ow.
Yes, he goes. You might be a redneck if you've had your nipple bit off by a possum.
After you hit it with a pickup truck. I tried to bring it to the barbecue.
This is going to be something my daughter is going to try to plant more of this year and see if she can get it in there and survive the deer. Is plant more elderberries, especially out in that area where we took down the box elder tree. Well, half the box elder tree died in the middle and started breaking off and laying on the other branches. We're like, oh, heck no.
Yeah.
Kaylin says 58 today, 58, 80 on Monday, then back down to 62. 64 on Tuesday.
Thanks, Kaylin. She gets to 80 degrees the day before I get it. Now I know where it came from.
Yeah, it's great. It's traveling west to east.
Yeah.
How it goes up and down as it goes across the country, but we're into that late spring, early summer weather pattern going on right now. It's not Uncle Al's washing machine weather. It's pretty much set pattern going across the United States.
Yeah, it seems like every Tuesday and Wednesday the temperature goes up to the 70 or 80 right now, and then back down to the 30s over the weekend.
If I want to know what it's going to be like tomorrow, I always look at the weather in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's coming to you next.
Yeah, whatever they're having, I'm going to have tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you might be a gardener / homesteader if you went and ordered another 2 20-inch by 20-inch seed heating pads today. Well, yeah. Because right now I got 4 of the 20 by 10s in the front room there under the gray busting bins, and I'm just trying to get seeds started and stuff, and I need to get a couple more. So it's like, you see, I can get 2 10 by 20s for $19, or I can get 2 20 by 20s for $19. I'm for the 20 by 20s because I can put 2 busting bins on a 20 by 20. Yeah. But yeah, so I got 40. What's the name of that seed again? Oh, shoot. Hang on. I got 40 of a pepper seed started, and it is, let's see if I can find it here. There it is.
Jalapenos?
No. Let me see if I can pull this off here and shrink it down. There we go. And shrink it over this way here. Bring it over here. Oh, there we go. The Shavrana Tunska sweet pepper.
Yeah, okay.
From Bulgaria. I grew what, six, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I grew 8 of them last year. My daughter absolutely loved them. The boys, other than the wimpy one that hates anything with the slightest bit of heat to it at all, eating it. The other boys were all eating them, and she chop it up and put it in dishes and stuff. They ate all of it except Aiden wouldn't eat it. But yeah, so I got 40 of these in one of those little starter trays right now. So
all of them came up, right?
Not yet, because I just put them in there about 3 days ago. So that's why I want to get the heating pad underneath that one too, so I can at least heat it up for a little bit, so it'll so the temperature is up like it's out in the sun. So yeah, I can get that going. But yeah, so that's those are what I'm getting. Oh yeah, those my daughter just absolutely loved these things here. They were just, yeah. And if she loves them like that and would eat them plain, if I can get a couple of them going up and get them in pots and stuff, and on my first trip to California, I can take a couple down there to my wife to plant down there. Then when she finally has some, yeah, that will become a staple in both our gardens.
Oh, they'd be good and chili.
Oh yeah, I mean they're sweet. It's not a hot pepper. Some of the things they say, they call it a warm pepper.
Yeah, like a Hungarian type.
Yeah,
I accidentally saved seeds one year. I had Hungarian wax and the Cubanelles next to each other, and they crossed up. And I had one plant like 2 years later. I was like, oh, I got these seeds. I plant one of them was like, it was a Cubanelle with just a tiny bit of heat. My wife's like, this is great. Grow it again. I'm like, will never happen, honey. It's been crossed up so many times. Forget it. We're done.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Unless you can use those specific seeds again, you might get a good one.
Well, the problem is those seeds were next to other Cubanelles. So yeah, I'd have to take them all and plant everything and try to see which one's which. But once they pollinate, it's too late.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to be doubling the size of the front yard garden, planting a whole row of sunflowers along the street, because the wind blows in from the southeast, right from the basically that side of the house, and then I can plant the zucchini and the cantaloupe and some watermelons out there, and they're protected from the wind. Because what happened the one year I planted them with no windbreak on the one side of the house, the wind hit it and all the vines just kind of rolled up, and that was, it twisted the stalks of the vines and stuff so bad that everything died.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the thing is plant the short stuff, sunflowers, and then the medium height sunflowers, and then the tall sunflowers. That way you got a wall there that'll stop it from coming through, and you can plant anything in there and it'll be protected. Oh shoot. Let's see what else. What else might you be a homesteader if you're doing?
If your cookbook has a recipe for goat milk replacer and chicken feed.
There you go.
Yep.
If you don't have goat milk today, use whatever.
Yep.
Speaking of that, there is a homesteading channel, Dirt Patch Heaven, which is about 8 miles south of me, maybe only 7 miles south of me. I got to find out exactly where she's at, because she mentioned one of the little non-existent towns that are on the map that only locals know, that even half the time doesn't even show up on Google Earth when you're looking for stuff. And I go, wait a minute. I know, I've seen that sign. I know where she is. She's just right down the street from me. But yeah, she sells goat milk. So one of these times, maybe when my wife is visiting, we're going to go down there and say, hey, we need to try some goat milk.
It's different.
It's got its own tang to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a half gallon just to test it out and see how it tastes on cereal. And
I like it, but I don't like cow's milk. So there is that. Yeah. But it's more like raw milk.
And that's the thing is we want to try. I'm sorry, I'm too old to start milking cows again. I did that from my senior year in high school and the next 5 years after that. No, I am not milking cows again.
Yeah, but you're gonna milk a goat?
With the goats, if we find someone that sells goat milk, we'll just buy from them.
Or trade them for something else. Trade them for a goat food, like all the vegetables that are like not the greatest for eating, but the goats will eat them. Oh
yeah. Or someone around that has a cow, and I guess some cows, and they're selling raw cow milk. It might be okay. All right, we got so many. We got all this stuff here: plants, pumpkins, squash and stuff. I know our milk cows used to love patty pan squash. We had to limit how much they ate, otherwise the milk would take on an odd looking color. But we find a source for raw milk.
Can you make butter out of goat's milk, Tammy? Maybe.
The problem with making butter out of goat's milk, it's not impossible, but
not a lot of fat in it.
No, goat's milk is naturally homogenized, so separating the cream to get the butter is almost impossible.
Okay.
I saw a video you might be interested in. Shoot.
For what? Making goat butter?
No. They were doing their milk and stuff, and they had there's a device that sits in the sink and has two spigots coming out of it, and you put in there, and it spins it and it separates. And
it's a centrifuge. Yeah.
But they were using it on goat's milk.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. You can't, like cow's milk, you just let it sit and the cream will float to the top and you can just scoop it off. Goat's milk, you have to run it through one of those centrifuge devices to get the cream off the top. So it's like I said, it's impossible to do it by hand.
Hang on, cream separator for raw milk.
How I did that short video on getting fat out of your big old pot of beef stock or chicken stock.
Yeah,
there it is.
There it is.
Stir it up real fast, and all the fat goes to the middle.
Yep.
In this case, it vortexes down the center. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you wind up getting one on the other one. Oh, who was it? 516 Homestead was also using it for separating the tallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For getting the water so separating the water out is going through their multi-stage process of getting all the moisture out of the tallow. But yeah. Not cheap.
No. But if you're doing a lot of it, you have a lot of animals, then it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
You might be a homesteader if you have your grandparents or great-grandparents' cream separator as a lawn ornament in your garden, because around here, that's where you find all of those, the old ones with the cast iron and the stainless steel. Yep. They're in people's flower gardens sitting out.
You might be a homesteader if you have your kids pedaling a bicycle to power the butter churn.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting thing.
Most big productions use that, but yeah.
All right. So the cows we had, were Guernsey Jersey mix.
High in butterfat.
Yeah. So for a gallon jug, we had a bunch of the gallon mayonnaise jars at the time. So this is back in the we started collecting these in the it's our mid 70s, and so we would get about 2.5 gallons per milking off of each cow. Fill it up, put it in the fridge. Next morning, there was like at least a quart of super heavy cream on there. The second day, you could literally, I took a quarter 12 inches above it one time and dropped it on a bed, and it stuck. Yeah. And it stayed there in the cream. That made the best ice cream. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that and anything with heavy cream or make butter out of it.
Yeah.
Here's your homestead. Your homesteading trivia information. Total grass-fed dairy cows have tend to a more yellow cream and butter naturally. There are certain breeds that are even more yellow. So you have those certain breeds that are grass-fed. You have natural yellow butter, not dyed like they do for a lot of the stores.
And I still got a Borden's milk can sitting by my shed outside. I bought it at an antique shop probably 35 years ago. It was funny. I painted it silver and all of it. And I didn't have the lid for it. So we just put like dry flowers and stuff outside. And it had a hole in the bottom. And then I took black paint and a paintbrush and I highlighted in the name Borden. Well, we used to get people come to our front door, knock on the door and say, "Are you Mr. Borden?" The first time my wife's like, "No, you have the wrong house." The second time, I literally looked at the guy, stepped out to my front door and looked at the can and said, "Are you that dumb?" Because they were just trying to figure, "Hey, are you Mr. blah, blah, blah? You Mr. Smith?" It's like, "No, I'm not Mr. Borden. You're reading a can, jerk. It's from milk, remember? Oh, that's right. You're too young." Yeah.
Borden's milk. Yep. I remember that. And Borden's condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk.
Still buy that.
They still make it.
Yep.
They just don't make it down the road for me like they used to.
Yep.
Where's it made now? Or is it like across an ocean somewhere?
I don't know where they used to have. See, Borden used to have condenseries in every general area, and they would condense the milk, can it, and ship it by trains to cities. So a lot of the rural towns would have a condensery so that the farmers would bring their milk into the condensery, they'd process it, and then ship it out. Now it's made in some big factory or two somewhere, and all the milk is shipped to them under refrigerated, cooled. This was before refrigeration.
Yeah.
So
it's like here. There's the road going on the east side of town. If you take that road up to 900 north and go 2 blocks that way, you hit Sugar Mill Road. Sugar Mill Road between here and Idaho Falls had 3 sugar mills on it in different locations. And everybody bought. That's where all the sugar beets went into, and they ran through the sugar mill.
Yeah.
Now they just load them up in trucks and haul them to a bigger plant somewhere else, and
all the sugar in Michigan, the Michigan Sugar Company is processed in Bay City, Michigan.
Yeah.
And it stinks, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we have some stink here. The some of the pictures you've seen of the property here, and I point out, oh yeah, that's Idaho Supreme potato factory. What they do is they take the potatoes and they make your instant mashed potatoes over there. On Thursday, they make the sour cream and onion mashed potato flavored mashed potatoes.
Fun fact, I have visited that factory you're talking about.
Yeah. And the
1994.
So on Thursday, when the wind's blowing from the west southwest, when it changes a little bit, we get all the steam from in the evening from cleaning the vats and stuff, and it smells nothing like sour cream and onion. It is disgusting. It smells like a pigsty.
Yeah.
It is nasty.
Hot fermented milk floating in the atmosphere. Yum.
Yeah.
All right. So there's going to be some interesting changes coming up for the next couple weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks here on my channel. So my oldest grandson Eli is entering puberty, and his medications for his autism controls went totally ballistic this week. He's at the hospital being washed because he went off at the doctor's office. They had to have 4 people try to subdue him to hold him down where he would stop hurting people. So
hey, I got to bail out here. I'll see you guys later in the week or tomorrow.
All right. So yeah, so thanks. My daughter's spending most of the time at the hospital because they have to have a family member there with him until they get a facility for him to go into for testing. And so I'm going to have the grandkids spending the nights here Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Thursday and Friday night, they spend the night at home because their dad is off the next morning. And so like last night, they spent the night over there. And this afternoon, they were all over here as he was going down and tapping Megan out. Megan was coming home, taking a shower, getting stuff together, getting DVDs and a DVD player to take down there to keep Eli, mentally active and stuff because he's in a room that's, isolation room type thing. And so that's going to be going on, and we're going to see what happens here this week with the with school and stuff, because that means the kids are spend the night over here, and in the morning that number 2 and 3 have to go out and catch the bus, and then I got to take number 4 to school at noon. So I'm like my gray man prepping editing the book at noontime my time, 2:00 Eastern time. It's going to be shifting earlier, so I'm going to be doing that at 9:00 or 8:00 my time, so that I'm done with it and I can take him to school and do stuff. So things are going to be interesting here. Right now, my wife is planning things out. So if next Saturday she has to come up here, she can get everything scheduled and everything, so she can come up here and work from up here to help with the grandkids at certain times, because her work day doesn't start until 9:30 Mountain time. And by then the kids are already off at school. So yeah, we'll see how things go. Thanks, Mary Beth. And so, yeah, but see, because Eli's starting puberty, his hormones and everything and what was working isn't working, and what they thought would work is changing. So things are up. So things are going to be getting a little hectic here. Mondays, I don't know, Tammy. If I have to start a half hour earlier on Monday, is that going to be okay with you?
Yeah.
Half hour, an hour earlier?
Just let me know. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
whatever.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. It.
Yeah, because Andrew is on the Zero Dark 30 opening crew at McDonald's. So he has to be at work at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which means he gets up at 3, gets showered and stuff, and then heads in, which means he usually tries to get in bed by 7:00 in the evening. And if I'm still doing a live, it's, but of course, if it's not Eli coming over here, if it's just the other three, yeah, he can drop them off at 6:30 and they can watch TV. So we'll see how things go on, and we'll find out this Monday how it works.
Okay.
But yeah, so
We're flexible. Whatever matter. Whatever. Family first.
Yeah. So yeah, I will be posting on both channels on my community tabs type stuff. What's going on if for any time changes, so everybody can get adjusted to it. But it also looks like I will not be able to do the Saturday live streams with Shadow Scout Swede for a little bit because I'll be having dealing with helping with the kids and stuff as he and she tap out on Saturday daytimes and stuff because he's here on Saturday. So we'll see. Anyways, everyone, if you're a homesteader, you have weird things go on. You got to make adaptations. Usually so for the animals, not for the family members. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming in. And so let me think here. Tomorrow, Saturday, I will be doing the editing of Chapter 3, Part 2 for Blood Moon Falling, starting at, get my times right here, 10 a.m. Eastern. Then for the Survival Saturday, will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that topic there is after the Mississippi River Fault slippage, what are your plans? Because it's more than just New Madrid. It's a long fault they don't talk about. Monday, here on Camppatton Family Compound, we will still do it at 8 p.m. Eastern, is honey in food preservation.
Okay.
Tuesday, I just forgot what it was. Let me look. Tuesday on Gray Man Prepping is, riots. Do you have a plan for riots? And then next Friday here is similar, how civil unrest impacts rural areas and farms. So we'll be talking about how because when the stupidity happens in Seattle, way over here on this side of it, things happen because of the shipping, and now they can't ship stuff that way because the riders are stopping shipping going that way, and so everyone's got to find different places to ship off produce and stuff too. So we'll talk about that there. All right, everyone. Well, thanks everyone for coming in and on both channels here supporting us, and we will. I will see you tomorrow morning if you guys want to at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Gray Man Prepping. All right, everyone. Take care.
Bye.